Hello and welcome to this week's Comic Roast. I'm your host, Scott. You can find me on Twitter at XOrsonX, and I'm here with Mike. You can find on Twitter at Review and Roast. You can find our Facebook at facebook.com/Review and Roast and our Instagram at instagram.com/Review and Roast. We have a few others. Just hashtag search us. You'll find us wherever we may lie. Giggity. Yep. So today we're going to talk to you about The Hunt for Wolverine, #1. This leads into actually 4 separate Hunt for Wolverine books. Series. They're all going to be short, but this is the #1 that ties them all together and kicks them all off, basically.
Correct.
And
I don't know the actual length, if they're all going to be short series.
They're going to do this one, then they're going to do short series, then they're going to have one final.
Right, but how many short series is?
I was just joking, but you made it sound like I was right, so that's neat.
I don't know. It sounded like you knew stuff, but it sounds like you don't.
I don't know dick.
Circles the globe in search of a listener. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So yeah, basically, as of right now, I believe 3 are out. It'll be Weapon Lost, The Adamantium Agenda, The Claws of a Killer, and then 4th, which is coming out probably by the time we drop this, will be Mystery and Mandrapore. So
Blibbity, blubbity, blubbity.
those are the 4 titles. We're going to do all 4 of them eventually. We have the first 2 in our hands, and we'll have the second 2 in our hands
Shortly.
So, yep.
Jinx by me.
So, and leading into this, we're going to just say right away also that we're going to be honest, we have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going under the assumption that this is all stemming from the death of Wolverine from what I believe was 2016.
Correct.
I have them. I'm an idiot, and I just haven't read them yet because I just got so much on my reading list.
Yep.
But that doesn't matter. We're going in blind, like a lot of people probably will be. So,
yeah, the only thing I'm currently Marvel reading is the all-new Wolverine, which actually might help me out here a little bit, but not really because she's doing her own shtick right now. She'll probably jump into this shortly. She's been running around with old man Logan and stuff. And then I've read some Black Panther and obviously Star Wars, which has nothing to do with anything. So
why'd you bring them up?
Just those are the titles that I'm currently into. So we're using this as kind of our like reintroduction to, let's say, the current what's happening in Marvel.
X-Men?
Because this is basically, and obviously after reading the first one, this is going to pull a lot of characters into this Hunt for Wolverine, as the title implies.
Right.
So everybody's getting together. There's going to be some off-book missions, and everyone's working together but independently. So it's kind of interesting, I think. Take it away as soon as you're done.
All right, so basically...
You want me to read the intro?
No.
No? You sure?
I'm fine with it. You can stop talking.
You sure?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wolverine died.
He did.
Entombed in molten adamantium.
That he did.
Then the X-Men took his metal-encased body and hid it away, keeping its location secret. But nothing stays buried. It was only a matter of time. That's the intro.
Amen.
Right. So
that's exactly pretty much where I was going.
So
but
you're done?
It's yeah, I've got nothing now. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's where it was. And like I said, I'm assuming that that's where the death of Wolverine ended. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I'm an idiot, so don't listen to me. So going in blind, basically it goes back to some of the X-Men and or Reed Richards was there, kind of just flashbacking to people coming to... They basically took Wolverine's statue and put it in his old cabin up in Canada.
Right, yeah, somewhere
where people
Alberta.
Can just come and kind of memorialize, kind of like a burial site. And opens up right away. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Reavers come to... Then they basically are on their last leg here. You know, they failed their last few missions. They have no money, no job prospects. They're falling apart. They need repairs.
Right.
So they figure, we're going to steal fucking Wolverine. And, you know...
I mean, the theory's super sound. I mean, honestly.
well, like...
Pretty valuable dude.
Like they talk about in the book, you know?
Yeah.
Some criminal mastermind might just want the fucking statue It's as
Yeah,
a
somebody might pay
showpiece.
huge bucks just to not do nothing with it.
Right, but there's also the studying of the DNA and getting the regenerative properties going again, and figuring all that shit out for yourself. So it's a valid topic here for them to go and steal. And they're like, oh my god, he's out in the middle of nowhere. How stupid can everyone be? Well, of course there's going to be security, and you got Colossus and Storm and Johnny Five.
Yep.
All show up. Who else shows up?
Johnny Five did show up, whooping ass. No, Kitty was there and Nightcrawler.
Right. Yeah, Nightcrawler was kind of neat to see, but he didn't really do much. But
No, not really.
Kitty has a bigger part in this one, who I didn't know of until this book. So, basically, the Reavers. Now, do we think this is the same Reavers that Yondu's a part of? Because they're basically just space criminals. But they mentioned that these guys used to be
Technically,
human.
those guys are Ravagers.
Right. What were these guys? Reavers?
Yeah.
Ravagers? Okay, so
Reavers
it is two
are-
different things.
Reavers are from, you're thinking Firefly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. I was just a little...
Yep.
All right, I had them a little backwards. All right, never mind. We're not talking about Yondu. Moving on. So, basically, that's just the basics of it. They come down, they go, fucking, we're going to steal a Wolverine. And, there's some of the X-Men show up, a battle ensues. I don't want to go do we want to talk about what happened while they were trying to open up the statue more?
Yeah,
or
I
less?
mean, realistically, yeah, because that's basically the point of what's going to stem
All
all
of
of
the
this
stories.
stuff off.
Yeah.
Like this book is obviously it's the kickoff, so it's the root of the tree here.
Yeah.
So yeah, continue.
Okay. Well, then, so basically what they're going to do is one of the Reavers can...
Like phase metal or something was basically the deal.
down at the molecular level can make adjustments more or less. So she's like, yeah, I can get him out of this thing, so give me a minute.
Right.
Because they were going to just take the statue, obviously. But then the X-Men showed up, so it's like, okay, now we ain't got time to try and lug this thing out of here. Just try and get some DNA and we'll fucking split.
Yep.
So he's like, I can do it, but I need time. Fight ensues. They finally...
The X-Men are obviously winning.
Yes,
'Cause
they're,
of the
they're
X-Men?
finally overpowered. And then X-Men rounds up all the Reavers. One of them gets away, the one who was up in the ship. Basically,
She was the ship.
yeah, she
but
kind of was the ship. Yeah, I forget her name, but and so she gets away. The rest get captured. The Canadian Avengers, whatever the fuck they're called, Alpha Flight, come down, take custody of the Reavers. They all shake hands and go, "Oh shit! Now what?" Because they go into the cabin. The statue is split wide open, and there is no body.
Correct.
So now everyone's like, "Oh Jesus, where's Logan?"
Hence, then we have another flashback, and they sort of give the scoop.
Well, I wasn't going to get into that part. This way, they still have to fucking read it.
Right.
But there is a reason that he's not in the statue, and it may or may not have to do with the Reavers. It may or may not have to do with anything. I guess you're just going to have to read it and find out. But basically, his body is missing, and
Correct.
this sparks Kitty to... Well, you get a little bit
Right,
of
and
a...
this book is actually a two-part story. So right now you're jumping. The first half is Secret and Lives, and the second half is Hunter's Pride. So the second half is where you have Kitty, right? Is that where you're getting at?
I was going to, but I was about to back up to the very end where it's like now,
Right,
and they
right,
show
right,
the
right.
Wolverine doing stuff.
Yeah, so they actually show him doing
which
stuff.
he looks
is-
super young.
He looks super, like, angry and young.
Yes,
Like he's... Yeah, it's super weird, but basically they do show him, now whether it's him or an actual clone or who knows what at this point, because
Right.
they're very... Obviously, they're not telling you what's up, because
Right.
this is the book that's going to start off the whole let's figure out what's up, basically. So
Yeah, they don't tell you who he's fighting when he's fighting, and they don't tell you who he's there with.
Right.
I believe somebody was talking to him.
And they don't even tell you what he is. They don't actually say
And
that.
they actually don't say who's narrating the story either.
Negative.
Some points you assume it's him, but then
Right.
they refer to him as Wolverine, so it's like, oh, maybe it's
Yep.
not. You know?
So yeah, it was. The book's actually good. I actually really want to read it again.
There's a lot going on.
Especially, I'm sort of thumbing through it right now, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I honestly, actually read it 1.5 times already. I started it and then picked it up again. So
Yeah. Well, like you were saying, it is a 2-part issue. So
correct.
getting into the second part is basically Kitty going around and putting together these teams and warning people like, hey, this shit's going down. We
Yeah,
need
and
help.
I want to reiterate the fact that, having said that, we're going into this blind. Whatever we rate this book, in my opinion, you can pick this thing up if you don't know what the hell is going on, because that's almost
They give you enough.
exactly where we're at in our lives right now with Marvel Comics. That the current... Hang on.
Well, I'm
Dying.
not, because it's weird because I read the current like Rocket stuff and the Groot stuff and the Thor stuff.
Right, and
I don't
read the
really
current...
I don't read any of the current X-Men stuff.
My only current
Or
thing
Iron
is the
Man.
all-new Wolverine, and she gets a lot of cameos from everybody else in town.
Right, but here's the thing. If she's running around in that book with Old Man Logan, she can't be in this in the same capacity.
Yeah, she can. They're gonna be conscribing everybody, if I had to guess.
We'll see. I
At
guess.
some point in time. I mean, she's gonna be the perfect candidate because if it really is him, she's legit like his daughter.
And here's the thing too, like, and this is what I was thinking the entire time. Like, there's 3 little syllables, and you can find them like that. It's called fucking Cerebro. Fuck, get Xavier in the fucking stupid golf dome.
Yeah, but I thought in like
Put
real
the thing
life
on his head.
he
He can
was tough
find
to
any
find.
mutant.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, the only one that was hard to find was Magneto because he had the fucking helmet that he helped him design. And fucking blah, 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 blah. I mean, he can literally be like, "Oh shit, Rogue's missing." Yep, she's at the train station. I feel like why wouldn't?
Well, I'm gonna be
that-
honest. We don't even know what's going on with that right now.
Well,
since we
they-
don't know what's going on with anything. So
You don't see a lot of characters, but they do talk about like, "Hey, I've talked to this guy. I've talked to
Mm-hmm.
this guy. We're gonna go talk to this guy." You never do hear them mention Xavier, so maybe he's not around.
right,
But there is young Jean Grey.
yeah.
So
But
I
she's
don't-
not like a finding mutants type.
She's more of a,
person.
she's probably not as powerful.
Yeah,
as
and I
them.
don't know the
know.
deal with the young Jean yet. So
Well, she's a psychic
We'll
of
see
sorts,
what happens.
but we'll see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but they do give you more than enough to just pick this up, and then if you wanted to go into these 4 short stories along with it,
Right.
I think you clearly could. Or you could probably just pick one of them if you wanted to, but there might be some of the, hey, for this answer, reference
they're
this
all
book.
gonna cross over because as of right now, and I already read the first 2, the Lost Weapon or Weapon Lost and the Adamantium Agenda #1 both, and that's
Number 1 both?
that's exactly what they're going to do is they're going to be bringing them out. And so basically in this book that we're discussing right now, the Hunt for Wolverine #1, long story short is Stark gets notified and also the Daredevil. So, and I'm only bringing that up because the Weapon Lost is basically what it seems like to me is this is going to be like Daredevil's investigation. And as of right now, the Adamantium Agenda seems to be Stark's investigation. Now, I don't know exactly what the next ones are going to be, but Claws of a Killer sounds like maybe the other Clawed-type mutants. And Mystery and Mandrapore might be what the General X-Men are going to be doing. That's just my thoughts on the matter. I don't really know.
General X-Men?
Yeah. So, but because when you start the next 2, Kitty sort of is not in the mix anymore, and Tony gets his own team going. Daredevil's making his own team. Who knows what's going on in the Claws of a Killer? And then Mystery and Mandrapore, I would think, is going to be the X-Men's deal. So
Very well. Could
that's
be,
where I'm
yeah.
at. That's my thoughts. We'll see what happens because these are all coming out. And it seems to be, with the 4 titles, it seems like we're going to be getting them weekly. So
Ooh.
we're going to do, yeah, that's
Oh,
basically.
like 1 a week?
Yeah, like, so #2 of Weapon Lost will come out right after the 4th #1 comes out.
Oh.
And then that's what the dates look like they line up. So we're going to do, obviously, all the #1s, and then we'll just do.
This just might be the comic roast for the next 2 months.
It could easily be. I mean,
4 months.
There should be enough going on, and hopefully it's interesting enough to keep us going.
That'd be pretty neat. I think I might be into that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm going to have them all in my box. So,
Well, make sure you bring them over and we'll do them.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea.
yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do with the DC Rebirth, but that thing just got too big and out of control. It was impossible
Too big,
to
too
keep up.
fast.
Yeah, they really flooded the market, I guess. is the best way to put
Ridiculously.
that.
And no one was going to keep up on all that shit.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Well, it's impossible with full-time jobs and other shit going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if we were doing this full time, I mean, you'd be reading. Yeah, I have so many books. So, anyways, back to the Hunt for Wolverine. I think that's enough to really discuss. To be honest, I don't really think that any more detail, and you're going to give, well, I mean, some stuff away that you might not. You might want to just save for yourself. We already dropped the names that are going to be part of the titles, the other titles that are coming up. So I think that's it. I also think that as far as numbering it goes, don't take it personally because mine's not going to be huge, but it's also not going to be terrible either. So it's just, and again, take this from me, who is, again, kind of jumping into this semi-blind. My current Marvel repertoire is not very large. So I'm actually hoping that this series is going to kind of reintroduce me to all the characters and what they're doing nowadays. Because it seems like the perfect, like, all hands on deck situation where you're going to get a little bit of, like, oh, that's right, Nightcrawler's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because he's not showing up in some of these other books, and what have you. So I'm kind of hoping they sort of steer clear of, like, mainstream Avengers, with the exception of Stark, obviously, who's already in it.
Maybe not.
But,
Well, because I saw Spider-Man on the screen, too.
right, and the Adamantium agenda is basically Spider-Man, Cage, and Jessica Jones.
See, that I like.
That's super interesting, and
that's a weird setup.
When you read this one,
All in
you're
the same
going to know
city,
what's
though.
up now.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're obviously all New York. So it's interesting that Daredevil has nothing to do with any of these guys, but he's kind of running his own thing, which is also, like I said, I read Weapon Lost already. And I think the
It's going
next...
to be him and Iron Fist.
Dude, actually, I will give a spoiler. Misty Knight is in it.
Oh.
From the Cage series. Remember I was telling you before how she's got, like, a way bigger role in, like, Heroes for Hire and whatnot? She actually... Basically, Daredevil's putting together a detective team, which I'm kind of into.
So Batman's showing up.
Batman would probably get his ass whipped.
Wow.
Suck it.
Send the hate mail to Twitter at Review.
Well, Bale Batman would get his ass whipped. Batfleck would be fine. They'd be like,
now
what?
you're really going to
Come
get
on
hate
into
mail.
it. Come on into join the team there, Batfleck. So, anyways, and I'm not lying. I think that Weapon Lost and the Agenda are better than this one.
Oh, that's neat.
But I think that this one's a good jumper offer.
Jumper offer.
Yep. Jumping off point.
There you go. That's
So,
better.
Anyways, that's all I got. Let's do it.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I personally think you're going to like these two a lot.
I don't think I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I personally tend to lean towards more of the adulter, darker type of stuff. This is, obviously geared for teens. So some of the dialogue seemed a little on the cheese side. Not tons, but I mean, I'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and say that I'll go 7.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, I was thinking 6.5, but it actually, plus with the addition of the second part with Stark and
artwork is really good. It's basically a double issue, really. It's got 2 stories that lead into it. And it does, I think, like I said, I think it does a good job sort of baseline and everything. So if you're out of the mix, don't be afraid to pick this up and read it. Yeah, you're going to be, like, obviously, I'm lost on a couple of things, but it pops right into place. And I think that once we get through these first 4 books and we start getting into issue number 2 and whatnot, I think that we'll be having a conversation like we know everything. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're
like
really pretty good about, like,
I feel like we'll know what's
here.
going on with current events.
Yeah.
After a few more, because honestly, just in these 2 books, there's a couple things where you're gonna be like, "Whoa, that's a thing." You know what I mean? Like,
so Batman is showing up.
Shit. Yeah. Right. No. Yeah.
He's on loan.
He might as well, because
I'm just saying you're putting together a detective team. You kind of want to have the best detective on the
just
planet.
saying.
That's all he is. He's just a detective.
Anyways, X-Force.
Yeah. Right. All right, so there you have it. That is the one shot leading into all of the 4 different Hunt for Wolverine books. We're going to try and keep on top of all of them for the next couple of months.
I think it's gonna be easy because we only have the 2 of us to keep in check. So
this is true. Plus, we're also, we're still going to do the movies. We got a couple of board game stuff coming up. We might be taking a small little break for
right after Solo.
Memorial Day, but we'll see how my timing works out because I'll be gone for the week.
Are you leaving early? Are you going to be able to put Solo out Friday morning?
I can.
which will be the Friday right after somebody
Are
listens
we
to
gonna
this.
record? Well, we can talk about this off the air. So
People want to hear.
people want to
People want to
hear.
hear what's
Well, then
cracking.
yes, it will be out.
Right. Friday morning.
We're
25th.
seeing it Thursday. It'll be out. Yes, the 25th that
Yep.
morning. Maybe I'll put it out.
So if you listen to
early.
this Monday,
There's no if. Everybody
20-somethings
listens to this right
on that
away
one.
because
Yep.
I'm fucking the best host in the history of podcasts.
shit's hot.
That's gross.
That's how I drop it.